seamless support services that wrap around our students, sustainable practices that protect our earth. For the past 10 years, our mission ensured that the student experience came first at Durham College. But we've reached a tipping point. As we reflect on all we've accomplished and look closely at where we stand, it's clear. We're not just putting the student experience first, we're reinventing it. What's happening on our campuses, across our communities, and around the globe is a DC-grown and led transformation of the way we learn, the way we teach, the way we work, live, and lead. The many paths to post-secondary education merge and weave in so many new ways, and our approach to delivering that education, advanced learning that innovates, inspires, and changes lives, is just as varied. We are shaping this transformation shoulder to shoulder, heads down while working hard, but always with clear eyes on the future. This is our stake in the ground. We are DC, and together, we are leading the way.
All right, fans, welcome back to the first game of men's soccer for OCAA. Today's starting lineup for Durham will be DeAndre Branch of number 4, Marlon Singh, which is number 5, Romaine Watkiss, number 6, Isaiah Wisdom, number 7, Ibrahim Fahim, number 8, DeAndre Watkiss, number 9, John Makonda, number 10, Amir Donkor, number 12, Garrett Werner, number 13, Aiden Castillo, number 20, Caleb Wharton, number 22, and Tenzin Chonyi, number 23. And over on the George Brown Husky side, we have Julian De Sosa as number 6, Mark Do Kaito, number 8, Giannis Jama, number 9. Then for number 10, we have John Franco Guy Lepo as number 10. At number 12, we have Nathan Alphonse. Number 15, we have Jason Alvarado as number 15. Number 19 is Adam Wood. Number 20 is Daniel McLontish. Number 22 will be Nicholas Orsini. Number 23 will be Darius Kerr-Cooper. Number 27 will be Marco Mua. And number 28 will be Anthony Chermanara. Right now, the Huskies are presenting a lot of pressure on the Durham Lords defense as they keep the ball onto the Durham side. Durham's defense manages to kick the ball back over to the Huskies side. Huskies goalkeeper, Mabor Butt, manages to get possession of that ball, kicks it back over into center field. Ball is now back into center field in possession of the Huskies. Huge kick from the Huskies, sends it over into the Durham Lords side. And the ball rolls out of play. Huskies are defending that ball pretty well over into center field. Currently looking for a way to drive it down into Durham's side. Durham's defense manages to take the ball back, passing it a little further down over onto their side, kicking the ball over to the Huskies side. A bit of a scramble for the ball, trying to maintain control. Huskies defense is looking very strong, but Durham isn't backing down. Huge kick from Durham, sending it over to the Huskies defense. Huskies managing to put that ball right back into the center of the field. Defense now turns into offense. Huskies are driving the ball. They're looking for an opportunity to sneak right past that defense and make the first goal of the game. Currently, they're taking their time, passing the ball over into center field, trying to regroup, reshuffle, try to poke holes and exploit weaknesses in that defense. The pressure is on as the Huskies are pushing the defense into a corner. But it seems as if the Huskies are attempting, and the whistle is blown. Durham's offense is looking to get that ball over to the goalkeeper, but the defense from the Huskies seems to be very strong, keeping the ball away from our offensive players. Huskies are expertly handling this ball, keeping it away from Durham at all cost. Slowly pushing the ball inch by inch up the field, over into the center. Durham's defense is doing their best to digest this offensive play in order to shut it down and keep their goal safe. Durham's defense manages to find the ball and accidentally kick it out of play, turning it back over to the Huskies. Huskies defense currently in control of the ball, trying to find a way to pass it over into their offense from center field. A big pass is made and received by the offense. Durham's defense currently looking for a way to take that ball back and shut it down. Huskies on the attack. A shot is made but blocked by defense. Offense is relentless right now, but defense is on top of it, keeping that ball away from the goalpost. Huskies receive the ball near center field, passing it back down over into Durham territory once again. It seems they've made the defensive decision to keep the ball in the center of the field for now, in order to shuffle around and see where they can poke at. The ball is now out of play and back in possession of Durham. Durham's defense looking for a way to get that ball away from their goalkeeper, bringing it over into center field, but the ball is kicked out of play. Huskies defense now with the control of the ball in center field. Currently they're showing excellent control, managing to keep it away from the lone attacker of Durham. A big pass sends it straight over to the single attacker at the upper right portion of the field, and the whistle is blown. This is a big opportunity for the Huskies to try to make an offensive play and get the first goal of the game. But Durham Lords managed to keep that ball away from their goal. Excellent defense from our Durham Lords. A big pass from our defensive line sends the ball over into center field. Center field then kicks it down over to the Husky side. Currently there's a scramble for the ball, but the Huskies managed to take it over. Their defense sending it over into the center of the field. The whistle is blown. Durham's defense currently in possession of this ball, bringing it over into the center of the field. A big kick is made, sending the ball over into the southern left side of the field. Huskies managed to defend successfully, passing the ball forward, driving it towards the center, but the attackers managed to reclaim possession of the ball. Whistle is blown as there seems to be a little kick that had occurred. And one of our Lords seemingly may have been hurt. But like a champ, he stands up and he's walking it off. This could be a huge foul kick for the Durham Lords, as it will put us onto the board with one score. This is a lot of pressure for the Huskies to defend against. Big kick is made, but the Huskies goalkeeper manages to defend it. Ball currently being driven over into Durham's side by the offensive team of the Huskies. And the Huskies find the first goal of the game. It seems like that goal was courtesy of number 6, Julian De Sosa, of the George Brown Huskies. Currently, the Huskies are displaying great control over this ball, keeping it over in center field. Huskies are displaying excellent control of this ball, managing to keep it away from Durham. Big kick is made, sending the ball over onto Durham's side of the field. Another huge kick from Durham sends the ball right back over to the Husky side. Currently, the goalkeeper for the Huskies, number 28, Anthony Cherminara, has possession of the ball. And he decides to make a small defensive pass, so that way his team may continue possessing the ball, keeping it away from Durham. Big kick from the defensive players of... Oh, and the whistle is blown. Looks like the call was made on Durham, giving the advantage to the Huskies, allowing them to attempt another goal on us. Huskies are looking very patient right now, trying their best to get into the heads of the Durham Lords. So far, maintaining pressure. They advance the ball from the halfway line. And the defense of the Durham Lords prevails as they manage to get control of the ball again. But Huskies make haste with one mistake made by the Durham Lords and manage to get control of it. But the ball falls out of play, giving it back over to the Huskies. Huskies are looking to get a little aggressive as they send the ball forward, but they decide to play defensive instead, keeping the ball into the center. Durham Lords take possession of the ball as they were looking to make a field goal, but there was a trip. Defense of the Huskies proves to be very strong as they manage to get the ball back, sending it from center field over to Durham's side. Durham's defense gaining possession of the ball, sending it back into center of the field. A big kick is made. Offense is extremely high right now, but goalkeeper from the Huskies managed to block that ball and keep it away from the Lords. Durham Lords need to make a fantastic use out of this penalty kick in order to tie up the score. The pressure is high right now. A big kick is made. Unfortunately, it is overshot and ends up out of bounds. Ball is back into play, currently in possession of the Durham Lords. Right now, it seems as if the offense... Oh, no. Huskies managed to steal the ball. Huskies steal the ball, and then the Lords steal the ball back, going past center field, sending it over into the Huskies side. Another great pass from the Lords. The ball is shot, but misses the goalpost, sending the ball out of play, turning it back over to the Huskies. Huskies defense currently in control of the ball, trying to keep it away from the offense. Offense looking to get that ball back. Unfortunately, the ball is kicked, hits a player, and ends up out of bounds, turning it back over to the Huskies. Huskies now in possession of the ball over on the left side of the field, trying to advance it over into the center, but instead decide to send it back to their goalkeeper. A big kick is made, sending the ball over into the center field. Durham Lords are currently trying their very best to get possession of that ball, but the offense from the Huskies is looking very strong. Durham's defenders now currently in possession of the ball. A big kick sends it over into center field. Durham looking to keep possession of this ball, turning defense into offense, trying to run it down. Huskies defense finding that ball, sending it back over to Durham's side, but Durham's defense is ready as they catch that ball, sending it over into the center of the field yet again. Another big kick. Unfortunately, the ball rolls out of play, sending it back over to the Huskies side. Huskies defense currently in possession of the ball, keeping it near center field, trying to scramble around the Durham Lords players. But it seems as if the Durham players are currently catching on to the shenanigans that the defense players like to play. Huskies looking to maintain control of that ball. Durham's trying to regain possession of the ball, but currently to no effect. The ball is currently advancing in possession of the Huskies as they're weaving through the defense of the Durham Lords. Tensions are high for Durham's defense right now as they currently cannot seem to get possession of that ball as the Huskies are keeping it away from them. And the whistle is blown. Durham now currently in possession of the ball. A big kick sends it from center field all the way over to the Huskies side, but it seems as if the Huskies are going to recover that ball. Their defense just seems to be a little too strong for the Durham offense. Another huge kick sends that ball back into center field. Durham's offense currently fighting to get control of that ball. The whistle is blown. And the Durham Lords seem to be the benefactor of that whistle blow. This right here could be the big chance to get a score and tie up the game. This is a huge opportunity for the Durham Lords to score. Huskies defense must be very, very worried. A big kick is made, but unfortunately the ball falls out of play. But it goes back to the Durham Lords side. A huge kick from the defense of the Huskies sends the ball back into center field, where the offense manages to catch that ball and meet it. They're looking to line up a shot. Durham Lords currently on defense, full defense. Huskies attempt a shot, but it just misses the goalpost, giving the ball back over to the Lords. Huge hit sends the ball back into center field, but Huskies seem to find possession of that ball. They're making some good defensive plays, trying to scramble our offense, sending that ball back into our territory. Currently it's a one-on-one, and it looks like the Lords have kicked the ball out of play. No, I am mistaken. It was the Huskies that did. Huskies defense currently in possession of the ball over at center field, trying to keep it away from the Durham Lords offense. Good pass sends it from defense over to offense. Offense looking for a way to get through defense. Lots of passing from the Huskies right now, currently scrambling the Durham Lords. Huge kick from the Huskies, send the ball near the goalkeeper, but defenders from Durham Lords managed to get that ball, send it back closer towards center of the field. Huskies managed to find that ball once again, putting the pressure onto the Durham Lords defense. Pass is made, but it falls short, sending the ball out of play, turning it back over to the Durham Lords. Ball is currently in possession of the Huskies defense, as the Durham Lords were looking to steal it, but accidentally foul, I believe, turning the ball back over to the Huskies. Huskies looking to capitalize on the situation, sending the ball straight over to Durham's side, but it seems defense is ready this time, ready to make sure that ball does not go anywhere near the goalpost. The Huskies are looking for an opportunity, but defense manages to shut down any hope. Huge opportunity right here for Durham Lords to score. Unfortunately, there's too much defense, and the lone attacker is unable to find his way. Big kick from the Huskies sends the ball right over, back into Durham's side. Slide kick is made, sending that ball out of play. Amazing defense from our Durham Lords, keeping that ball away from the goalkeeper. Another big kick sends the ball into center field, allowing the offense to make an attempt to drive that ball over to the Huskies. Huskies managing to steal the ball, but kick the ball out of play, turning it back over to Durham. Ball is back into play in possession of Durham's defense as they try to scramble the Huskies, but the Huskies manage to find the ball. But defense seems to be very strong on Durham's side, managing to put that ball back into their possession, keeping it away from the Huskies. Huskies managing to intercept a pass, gaining possession of the ball, driving the ball further into the heart of Durham territory. They're looking to make another goal. Defense is currently scrambling, trying their very best to get that ball. The whistle is blown. Now currently, number 13, Garrett Warner, our goalkeeper, in possession of the ball. Pass the ball off. Currently, Huskies are now in possession of the ball, trying to set up another kick. The ball falls out of play. Ball is back into play over at center field. It appears the Huskies are back in control of the ball. Huskies displaying excellent control of the ball as they manage to get it away from their goalkeeper and hold it at the center of the field. Huskies passing over from the center line, trying to put pressure on defense. Huskies defense made an excellent play passing it over to their offense. Will their offense be able to make a play out of this? A goal is attempted, but it just flies over the goalpost. The ball is now in possession of number 13, Garrett Warner, the goalkeeper for Durham, passing the ball over to defense. Defense now kicks the ball over to the offense. But Huskies defense is all over that, managing to secure the ball, sending it back over into center field. The Lords and the Huskies are currently fighting for possession of the ball, but it looks like the defense of Durham Lords keep that ball away from their turf, sending it back over to the Huskies side. Offense looking for their time to get that ball over to the goalkeeper, but just missing a pass, giving it back over to the Huskies. Ball is back into play, in possession of the Huskies. Huskies are advancing the ball over into the center of the field. One swift pass sends the ball right over to Huskies offense. Durham defense currently looking for a way to shut down this offense. A slide tackle is the solution, kicking the ball out of play. Huskies now with an opportunity to make an offensive play and get the second goal of the game, but Durham's defense seems to be bolstering, finding a way to shut down the offense of the Huskies. Huskies offense currently in possession of the ball. They're passing it around, trying to scramble the defense of the Durham Lords, looking for any opening possible in order to make this shot. There seems to be a small slip, causing a little discord. Durham Lords defenders manage to get the ball, but then kick it out of play, trying to alleviate the pressure from the Huskies offense. Durham defense proving very successful in keeping away from the onslaught of the Husky attackers. Looks like an attempt was made on the Huskies' goal, but just barely misses. And on Durham's side, there seems to be a substitution from number 11, Mr. Curtis Baldio, for number 9, DeAndre Watkis. The ball is back into play over at center field. Durham currently in possession of the ball, driving it, looking to make that goal. Huskies defense proving very, very effective in shutting down the offense of Durham. Huskies currently in possession of the ball, slowly driving it up into the center of the field. A big kick is made from defense, sending it way over onto Durham's side. Currently it's defense versus offense. The Durham Lords are proving that they can shut down this offense right now as they send the ball over into the center of the field. Huskies manage to find the ball, and they're making another attempt to get this ball into the goal of the Durham Lords. Huskies passing the ball back into center, but find themselves kicking the ball over into the upper right side of the field. Durham's defenders doing very well keeping that ball away from their goalpost, proving very difficult for the Huskies to maneuver through. Huskies back into possession of the ball over in center of the field. And it looks like Durham Lords assault. No, the ball is kicked out of play. George Brown now in possession of the ball, driving it as far as they can back on the Durham side. Durham's defense, though, proving strong, managing to keep that ball closer to the center of the field. But Huskies are determined, and the ball is kicked out of play by Durham, giving the ball back over to the Huskies. The ball is back into play. Huskies looking to capitalize on this position advantage, but defense proving strong as the whistle is blown against the Huskies, giving Durham some breathing room. From the penalty kick, they decide to pass over to the defenders, trying to find a way to keep control of the ball. Looks seems as if there's a small dispute between the Huskies and the Lords. Alright, the game is back on after the small dispute. Currently, the Durham's attackers are looking for a way to break through that defense, but are currently unsuccessful. Defense seems to be very strong for the Huskies. Currently, the ball is being held at a stalemate near the center of the field, in possession of the Huskies. Huskies keeping very good control of that ball, managing to keep it in their position away from the Lords, but are now finally going on the aggressive. There's a slide tackle made. It seems like another small dispute between the players might occur. seems like 2 red cards were handed out for number 9, Jonas Jama of George Brown College, and for Durham, number 6, Romain Watkis. And we're back with the game. A penalty kick for the Huskies, but the ball falls out of play. And that would conclude the first half of the men's soccer game. We will be back shortly after a break.
We've come a long way since our doors first opened. Though our beginnings were modest, our vision was bold. With each passing decade, we grew. Times changed, and we adapted. We evolved, and we delivered. Market-driven programs that get our grads jobs. Seamless support services that wrap around our students. Sustainable practices that protect our earth. For the past 10 years, our mission ensured that the student experience came first at Durham College. But we've reached a tipping point. As we reflect on all we've accomplished and look closely at where we stand, it's clear. We're not just putting the student experience first, we're reinventing it. What's happening on our campuses, across our communities, and around the globe is a DC-grown and led transformation of the way we learn, the way we teach, the way we work, live, and lead. The many paths to post-secondary education merge and weave in so many new ways, and our approach to delivering that education, advanced learning that innovates, inspires, and changes lives, is just as varied. We are shaping this transformation shoulder to shoulder, heads down while working hard, but always with clear eyes on the future. This is our stake in the ground. We are DC, and together, we are leading the way. We've come a long way since our doors first opened. Though our beginnings were modest, our vision was bold. With each passing decade, we grew. Times changed, and we adapted. We evolved, and we delivered. Market-driven programs that get our grads jobs. Seamless support services that wrap around our students. Sustainable practices that protect our earth. For the past 10 years, our mission ensured that the student experience came first at Durham College. But we've reached a tipping point. As we reflect on all we've accomplished and look closely at where we stand, it's clear. We're not just putting the student experience first, we're reinventing it. What's happening on our campuses, across our communities, and around the globe is a DC-grown and led transformation of the way we learn, the way we teach, the way we work, live, and lead. The many paths to post-secondary education merge and weave in so many new ways, and our approach to delivering that education, advanced learning that innovates, inspires, and changes lives, is just as varied. We are shaping this transformation shoulder to shoulder, heads down while working hard, but always with clear eyes on the future. This is our stake in the ground. We are DC, and together, we are leading the way. We've come a long way since our doors first opened. Though our beginnings were modest, our vision was bold. With each passing decade, we grew. Times changed, and we adapted. We evolved, and we delivered. Market-driven programs that get our grads jobs. Seamless support services that wrap around our students.
Welcome back to the second half of the men's soccer game between the George Brown Huskies and Durham Lords. Currently, Durham has pushed the ball into the heart of the Huskies' turf. Huskies are looking to try to drive the ball back, but the whistle is blown with a penalty on Durham's side. Right now, Durham's defense is playing very solid, keeping that ball well away from the goalkeeper. Currently, defense has turned into offense as they're trying to drive the ball down, but the Huskies' goalkeeper, Mr. Anthony Chemanara, has the ball, manages to give it to his defenders. Defenders are driving it over into the center of the field. Huskies currently in possession of the ball, keeping it away from Durham's attackers. Strategically, they send it towards their goalkeeper, who now sends the ball over into the center of the field. George Brown manages to catch the ball, keeping possession, keeping it away from Durham. Durham now on defense, trying to keep that ball away from their goalpost at all costs, but it finds itself. And the Huskies find themselves with another goal, courtesy of number 6, Julian De Sosa, making it 2 George Brown and none for Durham. The Durham Lords can now feel the pressure. They realize they need to band together in order to catch up and score with the Huskies and have a shot at recovering this game. The whistle is blown against the Durham Lords. Huskies now currently in possession of the ball. The defenders passing it over to their attackers. They're looking to make another goal. Will Durham be able to defend this ball? The ball is kicked out of play, turning it over to the Huskies. Ball is back into play. Durham managing to alleviate some pressure by pushing it down into center field. Unfortunately, one of the Huskies was there, ready. Sends that ball straight towards goalkeep. Goalkeep has now sent the ball over to center field. Our Durham Lords have managed to pick it up, but there seems to be a small scuffle over possession of that ball, and the ball is kicked out of play. Turning it over to our Durham Lords once again, giving us a chance to be aggressive and hopefully send that ball straight into their goal. Oh, the whistle is blown against the Huskies for what seemed like a trip. Pressure is high right now as Durham needs to make this penalty kick in order to tie up the score. And the Huskies' goalkeeper was successful in defending, Mr. Anthony Chimanara. Durham currently in possession of the ball back at center field as they try to make an advance towards the goal. But goalkeeper Anthony Chimanara has possession of the ball now, sending it over to his defenders. Durham needs to make some solid defense right here as to not allow another score onto their goal. Durham manages to get the ball into the center of the field, weaving through the Huskies' defense. Now the stakes are high. Big kick, sending the ball over to the Huskies. Our offense manages to gain control of the ball, but the defense of the Huskies is a little too strong as they gain possession over our Durham Lords, sending the ball back into center field. Currently, the Huskies are just passing the ball back and forth, trying to wear out the patience of the Durham Lords, but it seems as if our attackers have finally managed to get control of that ball. Will they be able to break through that defense? Currently, the Lords are doing very well at keeping that ball away from the Huskies. Durham with possession of the ball back at center field. Looking to make another attempt at getting through the Huskies' defense. Huskies with a successful defense overtaking the ball from Durham, bringing it back into center field. And now currently, they're looking to maintain control, keeping a perfect triangle. Huge kick from the Huskies, sending the ball deep into Lord's territory. Huskies are trying to weave through the defense, but defense of Durham Lords proves successful in keeping that ball away from their goal. Unfortunately, our Lords have kicked the ball out of play, giving it back over to the Huskies. Huskies in possession of the ball right now. Unfortunately, they kick it out, giving possession over to Durham. It seems a warning has been issued to the George Brown team from heckling the referee. A yellow card has been distributed to them. A big kick from the Huskies goalkeeper sends it back into the center of the field. And currently there's a struggle to maintain control over the ball. It keeps flip-flopping between the Lords and the Huskies, but the Huskies seem to have gained control over the ball. Now currently driving it up into center field. A huge kick sends that ball over to Lord's territory. Unfortunately, it made contact with one of the Lord's defenders, sending the ball out of play, turning it over to the Huskies. The ball is back into play with Durham in possession of the ball. They're looking to pass it around a little bit, try to mix up the offense of the Huskies. Huskies back into possession of the ball over at center field, as they currently have the attackers from the Lords scrambled. Huge kick from the defenders, back over to our Lords. It's a race to the ball, who can get it first, who can get control, and Husky seems to prevail. It looks like he's trying to line himself up for a shot, but he hits the side of the goalpost. Ball is currently in possession of the Durham Lords, back into center field. They're trying to make haste with their offense in order to try their best and get this goal, but unfortunately the ball is kicked out of play, turning it over to the Huskies. Goalkeeper for the Huskies, Anthony Cheminara, currently in possession of the ball, waiting for his team to get into possession so that way he may make a play. The ball is now in possession of the Durham Lords defense. The Lords are currently passing, trying to find any opening that they possibly can to get through that defense from the Huskies. Some progression is made as the ball is advanced into the center of the field. They're taking their time trying to line up with their offense, trying to coordinate in order to try to make this comeback. Lord's offense is deep into the Huskies' defensive line, as they're currently scrambling for the ball. Huskies kick the ball out and giving it back over to Durham once again. It seems though the goalkeeper for the Huskies, Anthony Cheminara, has been hurt after blocking that shot attempted from the Durham Lords. And he seems well as he's back into play. Huskies currently in possession, defending that ball successfully, keeping it away from the Durham attackers. Defense turns into offense as the Huskies are rushing the ball down into Durham's territory, looking to make another goal for this game. A successful defense from number 13, Garrett Warner, preventing any more goals on Durham. Huskies back in possession of the ball. Currently looking to pass it up. They're sticking as a unit. Durham defending very well, keeping the ball away from the Huskies. A slide tackle from the Huskies, unfortunately, results in the ball falling out of play, turning it back over to Durham. Durham now in possession of the ball, making a big kick, sending it over to the Huskies side. But the Husky defenders managed to get control of the ball, keeping it away from Durham's attackers. And now they're driving the ball over into the heart of Durham. There seems to be a small slip from the Huskies, resulting in the ball going out of play. Durham Lords are looking to try and make some sort of aggressive play. They really, really are looking to make the first goal. But the whistle is blown. Huskies currently waiting and setting up in order to make another offensive play. Durham successfully gaining control over the ball, sending it over to the goalkeeper, number 13, Garrett Warner. Garrett now sends the ball back into play. Durham in possession of the ball. Durham now trying to send the ball over onto the Husky side. Husky defenders manage to gain control of the ball, keeping it into the center of the field. They're looking to be a little more aggressive, sending the ball over onto Durham's side. Huskies are managing to keep the ball away from Durham's defenders. They're trying to find some sort of crack in that armor, so that way they may make a third goal of the game. But I do believe that the Durham Lords are going to make solid defense and keep that ball away from their goal. Durham Lords defenders kick the ball out of play to try to keep it away. Durham Lords currently in possession of the ball. This may be the first goal of the game, but no, unfortunately, the goalkeeper stops the attacker from making the goal. The whistle is blown, however. And it seems as if the benefit of that call was for us. Here we are as number 9, DeAndre Watkins of the Durham Lords is currently waiting to make his penalty kick. He understands that the pressure is high. He needs to make this in order to begin a comeback, and he finds it. Number 9, DeAndre Watkins makes the first goal for the Durham Lords, a potential comeback in the horizon of this game. With that field goal comes morale boost. It seems there's a new spark of energy from the Durham Lords. Huskies are trying their best to keep the ball away from the Durham Lords. And the Lords are successful in their defense, keeping that ball away from their goalkeeper. Huge hit from our Durham Lords. Send that ball over to center field. Currently, our attackers are rushing down, but the defense from the Huskies is too strong. And there seems to be a call because of a big foul on the Huskies. Another big penalty kick for our Durham Lords. Morale is high, and I believe that they have a good shot at making this goal. But the defense from the Huskies has already proven to be very strong. Will our Durham Lords be able to make the best out of this play and get another score, tying this game up, and potentially put us into overtime? And there's a substitution for George Brown, number 20, Daniel. Sorry, Daniel McIntosh subs out for number 14, Pharrell Francis. Unfortunately, the penalty kick is missed, but this does not necessarily mean the end of the game for the Durham Lords. Currently, the Huskies are in possession of the ball, but the Durham Lords are trying their absolute best to get possession of that ball. Durham is now in possession of the ball. They're charging straight down into the Huskies' territory. Looking to make a goal, but no. Unfortunately, the Huskies successfully blocked the ball, but the ball is out of play, turning it over to the Durham Lords. The ball is now back into play. Huskies seem to have control over the ball currently, but it looks like Durham has stolen the ball and attempted a shot but just missed the goalpost. The ball is now in possession of goalkeeper Anthony Chimanara. Number 9 for the Durham Lords, DeAndre Watkins, is subbed off for number 3, Giovanni Foster. ball is back into play, and Durham Lords seem to be in possession of the ball. Huskies managed to successfully steal the ball away, bringing it back into the center, but the Huskies send it back into their own territory to try to regain control. A huge kick sends the ball over to the Lord's side, giving an opportunity to regain possession of that ball. But Huskies find themselves in the superior position as they now have control over the ball at center field, which they are now driving further up onto Lord's territory, trying to look for another goal. A shot is made, but it misses the goalpost, turning the ball back over to the Durham Lords. Huskies are currently maintaining good control over that ball, keeping it away from Durham's offense. They're driving the ball ever so closer to the center of the field. Durham doing their best to try to analyze this play and shut it down so that way they can try their very best to make the second goal that they need to tie this game up with. Huskies are now in pursuit, trying their very best in order to get this ball. But unfortunately, they kicked the ball out of play. The pressure is high right now as Durham needs to defend this ball from the Huskies. Currently, Huskies are trying their very best to break up the defense of the Durham Lords, but our goalkeeper manages to stop it. Number 13, Garrett Warner, saves the ball. Ball currently in Husky possession, being pushed down from center field all the way back into Lord's territory. Our defense is looking to shut that down, but having a difficult time catching up. Another shot is made, but it's blocked by our defense. Durham looking to try to drive this ball over onto the Husky side, but unfortunately the pass is blocked, giving it back to the Huskies, back over into our side. Durham with a huge kick, sending it over into the Husky side from center. Defense from the Huskies kicks the ball, sends it right back into the center. Durham looking to get control, but Huskies finding it instead. Huskies offense currently in hot pursuit of the ball, trying to make the best out of this situation. They're looking to make another goal, but Durham is currently stacking its defense, trying to shut down this play. appears the Huskies has injured one of the Durham Lords players. He got kicked in the back of the heel. I'm not sure which player is injured at the moment. Number 23 for the Durham Lords, Tenzin Chonyi, has been subbed out for number 21, Louis Dale Mutonko. Huskies' offense is looking very strong, but it looks like the Durham Lords are catching up. The defense is too strong for the Huskies, as they successfully defend the ball from the Huskies. Seems like there's more confrontation between the Huskies and the Lords. A fight appears to have broken out. Oh, but no, it's being contained between both teams. Alright, it seems like we're back into the action of the game. Currently, our goalkeeper has passed the ball over to our defense. Huskies playing strong defense, keeping the ball away from Durham's attackers. Durham is now currently advancing the ball back into center field, kicking it deep into the heart of the Huskies. Huskies defenders manage to get that ball, and there's a collision between two of the players. One of the Husky players seems to be very badly injured after a slide tackle. We're back underway with the game. Currently, Huskies are in possession of the ball, driving it straight down into Durham territory. Defenders are looking to stop this ball and send it back over onto the opposing side, but Huskies are playing a very great game, keeping the ball well away from the Lords, but the Lords manage to steal the ball, getting the ball back over onto the Husky side, but Husky defenders find themselves in possession of the ball over the Durham Lords. Huskies now with the ball back at the center of the field, pushing it further down over to the Lords, putting the pressure right back in to our court. Currently a lot of pressure between defense and offense. And the ball was kicked out of play, giving it over to the Huskies. Huskies in possession of the ball, back at center of the field. They're looking for a way to get through that Durham defense, trying their very best to make another goal in this game. A huge kick sends the ball between two players, one Durham, one George Brown, but the Huskies gain control over the ball, pressuring the defense of Durham once again. Goalkeeper for Durham Lords, Garrett Warner, manages to get the ball, sends it back over to the Huskies side. Durham currently looking for a way to make a goal in their current position, but the defense of the Huskies seems to be too tight for them. And Durham kicks the ball out of play, giving it back over to the Huskies. Ball is back into play. Currently in possession of Durham. Currently, we only have 5 minutes on the clock. There's a lot of pressure on the Durham Lords right now as they realize that they need to make this play happen with the next 5 minutes. But the Huskies also know that they need to shut down any play made by the Lords in order to win this game. There's only 1 point away from tying it up and sending this game into overtime. Huge scramble between the Lords and the Wolves ends with the Lords gaining control of the ball over at center field. Seems as though there was a shove from the Huskies on one of the Durham Lords. I'm not too sure who it is right now. But he seems to be okay walking it off. Huge penalty kick may present us the opportunity to tie this game up, but unfortunately the ball goes right over the goalpost. Currently the Lords are trying their very best. There's a slide tackle made, injuring one of our players. And a red card has been distributed to one of the Huskies. It appears that number 6 of the George Brown Huskies, Julian DeSosa, has been distributed a red card. Currently, we are waiting for this penalty kick to be distributed. This is probably the final chance for the Lords to make this goal. It is extremely important. This way they can tie up the game. Unfortunately, the ball is kicked too high and is kicked out of play, turning it back over to the George Brown Huskies. Durham currently in possession of the ball. They realize how dire their situation is currently. They're doing their very best to advance the ball as quickly as possible, but George Brown is as fast as them, setting up a defense to shut down the offense, sending the ball straight back into center field. Durham looking to try and steal this ball, but currently not finding the legroom in order to take it back. Successfully, they have taken the ball back, but the whistle is blown, signaling the end of the game, leaving the score at 2 for George Brown and 1 for Durham. This concludes the end of the OCAA men's soccer game between Durham College and George Brown. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next game.